Hi, my name is Dr. Antoni Armani, and I'm in this fabulous city of Rome, the inspiration for so many artists like Marcus Vitruvius' Polio from ancient Rome and Leonardo da Vinci from the Renaissance period. So both of these artists, what they did was they analyzed thousands of young men and formulated drawings, and from those drawings formulated formulas which indicated where the hairline, where the eyes should be, where the ears should be, the nose and the facial structure. And that gave us a measurement of the man who's beautiful, where the facial measurements are. And I used that from the beginning of my practice in '99 to formulate the hairline design. Alvi Armani is innovative in the artistic side. That's the one landmark that I focused on from beginning to now. That the part of the procedure which is artistic is the most important part of the procedure. We have also focused on technology to have the most advanced technology to match our artistic side. And I think that sets us apart from many other clinics that we compete against. I was interested in cosmetic surgery because I felt that this was probably the most artistic part of medicine and surgery. The best portion was hair transplants because this required such intricate work. It was very meticulous and it was long work. Many surgeries you do in cosmetic surgery is very fast, like when you do a rhinoplasty or you do liposuction, they can be over in a few hours. But the hair transplants from the beginning of my practice always used to last 10 or 12 hours. So really, you're there, you're slowly working in a very meticulous manner. And I enjoyed that. But I think sometimes just subtle changes, like restoration of hair, small changes on the face, can make somebody really come out. We get a lot of requests from all over the world for people who want to work for Alvi Armani. And we also use a different selection process in different clinics. Our fundamental goal in selection process is to see if the surgeon has some artistic skill, because most of our work is more art than it is surgery. Beyond the artistic skill, we look for patience, we look for someone who's meticulous, and we look for somebody who's extremely hardworking and willing to work long hours. Alvi Armani's mission is to provide the best possible transplant with the best artistic innovations and the latest technology, and combine the two to make the transplant look the most natural. The anxiety on the patient side is understandable. They would like to know if the method works, are they going to get good results, and are they going to have a transplant that's going to look completely natural. So these are the main issues that we try to address and reassure the patient. Our focus is always the most natural looking transplant and a process that works successfully all the time. Hair loss really is devastating to many people, and only people who suffer from it can clearly understand what they're undergoing. A patient can look at the procedure almost like a holiday to a spa. Genetic pattern hair loss comes from genes you inherit from either your father's side or your mother's side. Once you inherit the gene, it is programmed for the hair to fall out in certain balding areas. The FUE technology involves taking hair from the back and then implanting those hair in the frontal or the balding area. It is scalpel free. We are not cutting the patient. So it decreases the surgical risks that the patient undergoes. It is a myth that FUE can only be used for small sessions. This comes from clinics that can only do small numbers per day. We have the latest technology, the best possible instruments, and we have invested heavily into training our staff to do a very large number of grafts in a single day. We're up to 6,000 grafts in one day, and that lets the patient have large number of hair transplanted quickly rather than over an extended period of time. We try to select surgeons who are sensitive to the needs and of the cultural background of the patient, from the language requirements and also cultural sensitivities, and also the different ethnic looks. So I train each one to look at the different looks and make sure that we're catering to every group in their particular way. I find hair is an incredibly important component of most people's life because it is something that you are born with, you grow up with, and it frames your face. And once you start losing it, you start losing a portion of yourself, a portion of your look, and you lose your framing. And it also correlates with an aging process, that we are programmed to think that as we lose hair, we are older. And this specifically affects especially younger men, because the younger men are under a lot of pressure to look very good. And as they see themselves aging prematurely with the hair loss, they've lost their framing, they've lost self-confidence, and their perception of themselves makes them insecure. Each individual patient has very unique features, and incorporating both Roman and Italian art as my background, I try to individualize each transplant based on that particular patient's features. So we look at all the different factors that go into it: the skin color, hair color, eyes, nose, facial structure, bone structure. So all the transplant come out very unique and individualized to particular patients. Our inspiration is always the art. We approach it from the artistic angle, but we combine that with a really technology which is very unique to our office. We listen to our patients, we listen to the expectations. We know they wish to see us advance more and more with every year, and every year the expectations are higher, and we have delivered that. Over the last 8 years, we came into the field and we changed the design. I really always tell myself first and then all my staff that every patient should be treated as either your best friend or your younger brother. I think it's important that the patients are given the best possible care because they usually travel considerable distances to come to us. They've heard of our name and reputation, and that we have to live up to that. The hair transplant industry started off by doing then plugs, then mini grafts, and then micrografts, and then came follicular units. Armani introduced new concepts specifically in design, the Vitruvian design, and then we introduced Maximus FUE. There was a lot of room for innovation. The designs were somewhat lacking, so my initial focus was always on design. I wanted to make the designs look the most natural. So I borrowed some of the teachings of the Roman artist Marcus Vitruvius and then Leonardo da Vinci, and I incorporated their formulas into my work. And even our current goals for the future are always to have leading edge technology and innovations, so we stay ahead of the field.